was one of the poorest nations on earth. Most people lived in rural villages, earning less than $2 a day. But today, it's the world's second largest economy, a global manufacturing giant, and a rising technological power. So, how did China completely change its economy in such a short time? Let's dive into one of the most remarkable economic transformations in human history. After 1949, when the People's Republic of China was founded, the government tried to build a socialist economy based on central planning. The state controlled all production, farms, factories, and trade. But this system created inefficiency, food shortages, and very slow economic growth. By the 1970s, China's economy was isolated, industries were outdated, and millions were trapped in poverty. The country needed a new path, a balance between socialism and market freedom. In 1978, a new leader, Deng Xiaoping, came to power with a bold idea. It doesn't matter whether a cat is black or white, as long as it catches mice. He meant that ideology was less important than results. Deng launched the policy known as reform and opening up. Private businesses were allowed to operate. Farmers could sell their products in markets, and foreign companies were invited to invest in China. The country began to experiment with capitalism, while still under communist political control. One of the most brilliant strategies was the creation of special economic zones, or SEZs. Cities like Shenzhen, once a small fishing village, were open to foreign investment. In these zones, the government offered tax breaks, cheap land, and flexible policies to attract global companies. Factories started producing everything from toys and clothes to electronics, and soon made in China became a global phrase. Millions of workers moved from rural areas to cities, fueling an industrial boom that reshaped the nation's landscape and created a vast new middle class. China didn't stop at manufacturing. The government began investing heavily in infrastructure, building highways, high-speed railroads, airports, and modern ports that connected even the most remote provinces. Education also became a top priority. Millions of students were trained in science, engineering, and technology, forming the backbone of China's modern industries. In the 2000s, China joined the World Trade Organization, gaining access to global markets and strengthening trade relations worldwide. Gradually, the country shifted from producing cheap goods to developing advanced technologies such as smartphones, electric vehicles, renewable energy, and artificial intelligence. This combination of government planning, innovation, and global integration helped China become not just the world's factory, but also a center of research and technological progress. Behind all these achievements lies the incredible human effort of the Chinese people. Millions migrated from farms to factories, often working long hours to improve their lives. Over 800 million people were lifted out of poverty, more than in any other nation in history. China's success also changed the global economy. It made goods more affordable, reshaped supply chains, and turned the country into a key player in world politics and trade. China's transformation wasn't a miracle of chance. It was the result of vision, discipline, and reform. From isolation to globalization, from poverty to prosperity, China's economic journey proves that with determination, education, and smart policy, even the poorest nation can rise to greatness. The story of China is not just about numbers or policies. It's about people, progress, and the unstoppable power of change.